So one common question I get asked is what's the difference between a product manager and a product owner? And in some organizations, there are two very different, distinctly defined roles or sets of responsibilities. In other organizations, I see the terms used interchangeably, and this has created some confusion. It also depends on what frameworks or methodologies your organization is using. To answer this question, I think it helps to understand some of the history behind these two terms. Role of product management goes way back, like 70 years. Recently, with the role of or the emergence of digital products, digital product management, it's become a lot more popular and much higher in demand. Product owners and that role, well, that goes back at least to the beginning of Agile, but mostly it emerges as part of the Scrum framework. It got popular around 20 years ago and even more popular in the past 10 years. And Scrum distinctly defines product owners as a role, as part of the framework, and it has some key responsibilities, things like owning the vision for a product and communicating that, or being the voice of a customer. But most widely known is the responsibility of owning and managing the product backlog. And the interesting thing is all these responsibilities are part of modern product management just as much as they are product ownership. And so it's a little confusing. Now, the discipline of product management is much bigger than that single role in Scrum that was described. There's a lot more to driving successful products than just owning a backlog. And so things got even a little more confusing in recent years as the emergence and the introduction of SAFe, the scaled agile framework, became much more popular. And in SAFe, they make a clear distinction between the product manager and the product owner. In SAFe, they define the product manager as being the person who is responsibility for strategic thinking, long-term decisions about a product. Product managers in SAFe tend to be the ones externally facing, meaning they work most closely with customers or they perform product discovery. Whereas in SAFe, the product owner is really kind of relegated to a more tactical role where they might be managing the backlog, but they're primarily interfacing with the development team, especially on a day-to-day basis. And very little of their role has to do with understanding and empathizing with their customer and figuring out what the right problems to solve are, or even the right solutions to those problems. So SAFe makes this clear distinction. Product managers, much more strategic role. Product owner, much more tactical. And to be honest, my opinion is, well, that wasn't a very healthy divide to make between them. No product person should ever be cut off from their customer or be able to get direct feedback, or work directly with customers. So what is the right answer? Well, it depends. Product management is a discipline. It's a whole function in organizations. It can even imply career levels, whereas product owner is a role that you're playing on the team. And so product owners are product managers. If we look at a product organization, we think about career levels in there. You might have an associate product manager, a product manager, group product manager, or senior product managers, VP of product, or a chief product officer. And as you start in these roles, as say an associate product manager or a product manager, you might be doing a lot of the more tactical work of a product owner, but you must keep some of that strategic responsibility there too. We don't ever want to separate them. But as you move up in your career, as you gain more responsibility, you're going to take on more and more strategic responsibility and strategic decision-making responsibilities. And actually, the higher up you go in that ladder, you might even start to see a blend of operational responsibility. So as we get into group product manager or VP of product, we're starting to think a lot more about how do other product managers communicate? How do they share data? What sort of frameworks are we using in our organization to help us be most effective? And so this is the answer to what's the difference between product manager and product owner that I would subscribe to is product owners are product managers. They tend to do more of the tactical work, but they are product managers. And as a product owner or a product manager becomes more senior, they're going to take on more of the strategic responsibility. So I hope that helps.